Ayun, ready na ba kayo? Ready? Ready na kayo? All right. Everybody seems to be ready. All right. Let's. Whew. Okay. Wait lang. Ah, let's bring her in.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, Gail. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well naman. Adjusting to the Philippines because it's my first time to be here for such a long time.
Talaga?
And
Bakit?
yes,
Saan ka nakatira dati?
I grew up in the States, so I lived there pretty much my whole life. And I've only been to the Philippines for vacation lang, but usually sa Cebu or sa Kidapawan. It's my first time here kasi sa Manila.
Oh, kamusta naman ang Manila?
It's good, but unfortunately, I don't get to go around dahil nga sa quarantine. So I'm always
Mhm.
indoors and I don't get to experience much. Yeah.
True, true, true. All right. Um, so you grew up in the States your whole life. Where? Where in the States?
Most of my life, I lived in New York. I was born
New
in Florida,
York.
raised in New York. Yeah.
All right, all right. How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. Okay, so you
Hmm.
studied there, you graduated college there. Everything was.
Yes. Everything in the States. Yep.
Where did you study college?
I studied in Brooklyn College for speech pathology.
Mm,
Yes.
all right. That's cool. The last time I went to New York was like what, maybe 7, 8 years ago. It's a
Oh,
long
wow.
time.
Matagal na yun.
A long time.
Where did you
Long time.
go?
Toys are. What's this? Um, what's it called? Times Square.
Ay, Times Square. Dun lang?
Usual, yeah. Times
Ay,
Square, tapos, ay, kasi bata pa ako eh. Yun ano, pumunta kami sa, yung Toys R Us na may, yung may ride pa sa
the
loob.
Ferris wheel. Oh
Yeah.
my God! Wow!
Oh, ang tagal na nun. Tapos
Wala na
naalala ko pa
yun.
na, oo nga eh, sarado na yan
Sayang.
eh. Tapos yun ano, yun sa Sabret, yung mga, yung hotdog sa
Mhm.
baba. Ayun. Wala lang,
Oh,
yun yung
wow.
mga naalala ko dati.
You
Yan,
should
tapos
visit
ayun,
again.
kasi I know I should, di ba? Tapos
Yeah.
ano, nung bata ako, takot ako sa subway, yung mga ganun, kasi ang dami
Oh!
mga stories about it. Yung mga
Eh.
ganun, yung stuff, subway and stuff like that.
Mhm. Not the best place,
Alright,
but it's fun.
I know, I know. So can you speak Tagalog at all or not really?
Oh, no, I could speak Tagalog naman, but usually Taglish kasi English is my first language, then Tagalog, then Bisaya. So, I get mixed up sometimes.
Okay, okay. But you're fluent naman in Tagalog. You can, kaya naman.
Kaya naman kung ano, ita-try ko talaga.
Okay,
Yan.
gets. Alright, alright. Okay, so tell me about your experience in PVB. How was it?
Oh, my experience with PBB was a roller coaster ride. I mean, in the first place, I was part of the Kumu campaign. So there were only 3 spots left, and I had to compete with 117 other aspiring housemates. So that in itself
Mhm.
was a trip. And then, fortunately, naman, for my group, I won with around, I think, 79 or 80 something million dayas. And I was the last housemate to get in. But before that, I wasn't sure if I would because nung dumating ako dito sa States, sa Pilipinas, I became positive with COVID. So then my being a housemate wasn't even sure. And that in itself was dramatic. So that's why I got the name of the International Survivor ng New York because I was positive. But gratefully, they let me in, and I was the last one to get in. But even just a couple of days inside the house, I became a task leader for our boss challenge, which meant I had to lead my own team and everything. And
Yeah.
our concept was surviving. So we had T-shirts with like inspirational quotes and everything, spreading good vibes for
Hmm.
people. That was my concept for it. But I feel like I never really got to rest in the house because parang I felt pressured all the time. Laging ano, may ganap and kuya was always having me do something. Kasi if I wasn't doing the boss challenge, he was having me sing or like learn new songs that I've never heard before. Parang ganun. So, yun, maiksi lang yung oras ko sa bahay, pero super fun. And it was really transformative because the reason why I joined PBB in the first place was because I have a lot of self-confidence issues. But once I joined the house, kuya told me talaga na parang, Gail, you need to have trust in yourself. There's a reason why you're here and that sort of thing. So after getting out of the house, I learned to trust my gut with everything that I'm doing, whether it be live streaming, whether it be here with you, boss, Gino. Yeah, it's just, it's been really transformative. And I think it's the best experience of my life thus far.
Wow, well, that's good. So like, so for you, you didn't have down days, days where like you could eating chips or something.
I mean, there were periods naman, but as a nervous person that gets anxious sometimes, I'm always thinking, is something gonna happen? Is something gonna happen? Parang ganun. But there were down times, and during those times, we would bond with each other. And like I said, since I was the last housemate to get in, I was trying my best to like get to know the other housemates. Kasi diba, usually friendships are already formed, groups are already formed. So I really wanted to get to know everyone during that time.
Mm, all right, all right. So like, why did you? Was your parents always abroad? Like, were
Mhm.
like, why did you end up growing up in the States?
So, my parents started working in the States, and when they met, eventually they got together and everything, and then I came into the picture. So, I was born and raised in the States, and I guess they were just looking for a better life then compared to here in the Philippines, also to help their families.
Sure.
And they stayed there because, the dollar's worth a lot, and it's a big help to their big
Hmm.
families here in the Philippines. So yeah, that's pretty much why. And then I just continued my studies and everything. Pero thankfully naman, even though I was raised in the States, they still implemented a lot of Filipino culture into my life. Aside from just watching Filipino TV and everything, my parents were still very strict. Hindi sila yung liberated na type compared to my American
Hmm.
friends who always argue with me because, Gail, why don't you just hang out with us? Whatever. Like, you're 24 years old. Oh my God. Then ako naman, I'm like, guys, my parents are Filipinos. They're very strict. And if I don't, I'm probably going to be disowned. So, ganun. That was how I was raised.
Oh, oh, okay, that's good to have some Filipino culture still.
Mhm.
It's good to have that. So like, was there a moment like in PVP, like you felt was super difficult?
Mm. Difficult. I would definitely say it was the moment, like that week where I was the leader because I don't know the housemates really that well, and I had to lead them. And then they had to put their trust in me. And who am I to have their trust when I've only known them for such little time? And at the same time, before that, before being an in-person housemate, I was virtual. Tapos communication wasn't really easy with the housemates because they can't hear me sometimes. Sometimes I can't hear them. Ganun. So medyo mahirap siya. But, especially there were times where I was talking to kuya tapos meron siya mga questions about my products or about, why I'm doing what I'm doing, parang gano'n po. And parang nahirapan talaga ako kasi, um, I could kind of feel that the other team was doing better or they were more organized in that sense, but for
Hmm.
me, I felt down, like I wasn't doing enough to the point that I even asked my teammates, like, "Are you even happy that you're in this team?" But then they were telling me, "No, that we have so much trust in you and your vision because your only intent is to spread good vibes and positivity in a world where there's so much negativity." That was my concept for surviving, and that was the hardest moment in the house for me because everything that I was afraid of in general was coming back again, and I tried so hard to get
Hmm.
rid of it before getting into PBB, but it was all coming back. But thankfully, Kuya steered me in the right direction naman. To parang, Gail, wake up, you're here for a reason, and don't be so down on yourself.
Wow. May I ask what does your parents do in the States?
My parents are physical therapists.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Okay. So you lived a relatively comfortable life in the States.
Yes, yes, relatively comfortable.
All right. That's cool. So do you play sports? Do you have like a favorite sport or
Ooh.
something?
I would have to say that I'm like athletically challenged, but
All right.
I'm kind of okay with badminton. I did do some martial arts in the past, but if you give me a ball and something, I'm not that great, pero I'm willing to try if given the chance. I will practice. I am an Aries. If you need me to be passionate about something, to focus on something, I will do it because I'm a bit of an extremist and I will try so hard.
That's good. That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
just willingness to try is very good. So like how is it like? I've always wanted to ask this. Like
Mm.
how is it like growing up in a society like in the States where like um being Filipino is a minority rather than
Mm.
here na, we're the majority here. How is it
Right.
like growing up?
My God, there's so many things I could go on for hours about this. But when I was a child, it was especially difficult because I would get name called before na parang chink, or they would make fun of my name. Parang ganon. They're like, ay, Gail Banawis. Oh my God, bananas. That's so ugly. Ganon. Tapos minsan, even in the street, on the subway, I would get racial remarks na parang, oh, you rice eater, mga ganun. And even as an entertainer, as a performer, I did try auditioning for different productions. And then they're looking for an Asian person. Tapos, I don't fit the bill. Kasi parang, I'm not Asian enough for them. Or I'm not chinky enough for them. Parang ganun. And even just in theater in general, because we're a minority, we're not exactly the ones they look for in TV, in film, but only in the recent years parang nagiging mas popular na yung Asians, gano'n. Um, it's hard because as someone who's very passionate about performing arts, we're not always given the opportunity, which is what I think is so beautiful about being in the Philippines because it's a homogenous country. So at least, majority is Filipinos, and whereas in the States, I kind of have to, I stick out like a sore thumb, but I'm not exactly the one that they're looking for. Ganun po.
Oh, I see, I see. All right. Mm, okay, so like what sticks out to me is that I grew up loving Sesame Street and
Oh,
you acted in Sesame Street. That's crazy. How did
yeah.
that whole process go?
Oh,
How was that whole experience?
okay. I will tell you. So when I was a kid, medyo ambisyosa talaga ako noon. Like, feelingera talaga. I would tell my mom, oh my God, I want to be on TV. I want to be like Britney Spears, ganon. So
Yeah.
she found a manager for me, and eventually they had me do some auditions. So I did some like music videos for kids, Nickelodeon, to the point that Sesame Street was interested in having me as well. So when I did Sesame Street, they asked me to sing, they asked me to dance a little bit, and then I got picked for some episodes, thankfully. It was a great experience because you get to see everything behind the scenes, and then I was really
Hmm.
shocked that the puppets are handled by people you wouldn't expect. Like, for instance, the Elmo is handled by a very big, muscular, bald man, and he's like, ha ha ha, hello, I'm Elmo. Parang ganun. It's super weird. But when he's not doing the Elmo thing, he's like, yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? How you doing? Parang ganun, super weird. Tapos for Big Bird naman, he's an old guy and he's actually holding the actual head itself. So it's really heavy, and then he has to take breaks in between takes. And
Oh wow.
yeah, everything is so shocking, but it's so fun because people there are so passionate about what they're doing. And I feel like that's what's so beautiful about acting and just film in general, that the people that are there for the craft and they're there to make people happy. So
That's true.
Yun, it's just an honor to be around people like that.
So did you have like speaking roles or in Sesame
Speaking
Street?
roles, I think I had to say something really small, but hindi ko na naalala. But it was mostly just staying near the characters themselves and then like clapping because it's usually the puppets who are talking. And then the ones that get speaking
Mm,
roles are the ones that have been doing it for years. And I was a newbie at the
oh, I see.
time. Yeah, but then they had to kick me out because I got too tall and they had to have me sit on a box. So after that, they're like, Gail, I'm so sorry, but you're too tall for Sesame Street now. Ganon.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
so it broke my heart. Pero ganun talaga ang buhay, di ba? Move on na lang.
So how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, I see, I see, I
Yeah.
see. So you had some work also in Nickelodeon.
Yes, I did.
As
Um,
what?
I, as I was one of the okay, so there's an artist named Dan Zanes, and he's a singer. He makes like folk music for kids and everything. And I was like one of the kids in the music video that dances. Minsan may close up, minsan wala, mga ganon.
Uh-huh.
But recently, no, actually last year, I was starting to get involved with voice acting. I've been taking classes and I was
Uh-huh.
considered to like audition for a Nickelodeon show to be like the voice actor for a character.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
like, "Hi, my name is Dima. How are you?" Parang ganon. Pero
Huh.
it didn't work out, unfortunately. But keri lang, we're gonna keep trying for different projects.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. That's really good. So like I also saw one of your videos because like in phase one
Mhm.
we had the fans speak
Oh
and
yes.
they showed me a video of you performing. So you would really perform already before PBB.
Yeah, performing has been always like like a center core of my life, honestly. I feel like I'm not fully existing if I'm not performing, honestly. I know it sounds cheesy, but I feel like it's truly what I am. Because I started at first just singing karaoke with my mom. Tapos she enrolled me in mga workshops and stuff like that. Eventually, I started performing as an individual, as Gail Banawis, and then I would try sometimes with theater productions, but mostly I would perform for Filipino artists. If my artista na darating sa New York, I'll be like one of the front acts. And then I ventured into doing original music. Someone wrote music for me, and then now I'm starting to write for myself as Struggle, which is my artist name now.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So like if you were to choose
hmm
because would you rather be a singer or would you rather be an actress?
That's a really hard question because the very point I feel like for art and performance in general is the beauty of the connection, you know? And that's really the forefront of why I'm doing what I'm doing, in my opinion. Because with music, because I have a bigger background in music, I went to high school for vocal music where yung mga kaklase are like Ansel Elgort or Timothy Chalamet and like Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston came from that school. Like, I have a much bigger background, so of course it has a heavier weight on me. But acting is a different ball game, but it's also something I really want to get into more because with my very little experience in comparison with music, um, there's something very special about having to channel a different person, a different human, a different
Mm-hmm.
character na parang it's part of the human experience. And if you're able to connect and become someone else, I feel like you become a better person, which I feel like at the end of the day is the best thing that could happen.
All right. Really cool. All right. So for you, what is success for you?
Hmm. Success. I feel like success and happiness parang related naman sila. But okay, so happiness is when you're able to freely be yourself, freely express, and freely exist. But then I feel like success is when you're able to do all of that while being able to uplift others and make others happy
Oh wow,
by being
Yamashita.
yourself. Ay, wow,
Wow,
thank you po.
galing.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
yes, when you're able to be yourself while helping others, inspiring others. That, in my opinion, is success because at the end of the day, we're here to help each other, and I
Oh
feel
my
like that's why
God,
God made us.
another one.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Wow. Look at your supporters
Thank
grow.
you guys.
Okay.
Grabe kayo. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, yeah. So at the end of the day, I feel like success is being able to be yourself while helping others and inspiring them because it's not all about you, it's about other people as well.
That's true. All right. So, what is love?
Mm, love. Okay, love. Love is not just present naman in the relationship sense, in the romantic sense. So I would say that love is unconditional, understanding, it's being open and forgiving. So you could find love in many different places, different people, even animals like your dogs, if ever. But
Mhm.
love is the magic of life. Love is the meaning of life.
True. Okay. So, what is life then?
Oh, life. Life is, hmm, maybe life would be like the trials, the tribulations, the journey in order to find and channel and experience that love.
All right. Okay. So, from what I gathered, because
Mhm,
you lived a comfortable life when you were in the States, you are talented, you're already on Sesame Street, you already had you were front acts in concerts already. So, for you, as a person who already is kahit papano
mm,
ahead of a lot of people, what keeps you motivated when, you know, your life is okay
mm,
and everything is doing fine? So, how do you find that motivation every day?
mm. Well, aside from having the passion talaga to perform, um, I have anxiety. So there were many times in my life where I just wanted to give up. I wanted to just stop everything. I wanted to stop performing. I wanted to just stop existing sometimes. But there are people that I look up to, whether it be vloggers or influencers, that parang they would say things or do things in their content that really struck a chord with me, that really connected with me, and parang gave me the strength to continue in life. And I feel like if I'm able to perform and do the things that I love with my passions and everything, and if I'm given a platform with that, that platform I could use for like a greater good. Because I would like to help other people the way that the people that I support helped me. Parang ganun. Because it's different talaga if the people that you idolize or the people you look up to say something and then it rings the same way with you and you feel the same way. Like if I'm able to say that I have anxiety, but I'm still continuing to go on, and then one of my supporters feels the same way, and I could inspire them to keep going, like that in itself means more than enough. So even though I live a comfortable life, I'm not a perfect person. I'm still trying to figure out how to function properly, but if I could continue to grow with my fan base, my supporters, because I know pareho-pareho lang kami, mga overthinker kami, we have anxiety, that kind of thing. Um, I just want to uplift other people by what I'm doing. And if I could reach them, then I'm happy.
Wow, it's good. All right. Okay, so just to summarize, so your past work, so your acting jobs, you've been on Sesame Street, you had on Nickelodeon, and you would front act in concerts. Is
Mhm.
that right? Are those all, or do you have like commercials or other stuff that you've done?
I haven't done commercials, but I've done smaller theater productions where I had to be Mary Magdalene. I had to act as Sisa, but I was singing her song for a small Noli Mitangere review. Um, and what else? Those are the actual productions. Everything else is like auditions. Like last round, I almost made it, pero I didn't. Ganun po. And oh, I did the
Oh
Pacquiao
yeah,
Mayweather fight then,
yeah. I
and then
remember
Wish
that. I
Bus. I
remember
just
that.
remembered. Yeah.
Wow, how's it like? singing, even though it was a group of people singing with you, how was it like
Mhm.
na, you're part of history, something like that.
Oh my god. Super nerve-wracking, but once we got to the ring itself, and then like you stand in the middle, parang tinitingnan ko yung mga tao, pero sobrang liit nila. Oh wow, thank you
Oh
so
my
much.
gosh, even Adarna,
Wow.
congrats.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, hindi ko nakikita yung mga tao. So at that time, once I was in the ring, everything was gone. But just the very fact, like even when I say it that I was part of the fight of the century, parang ang weird ng feeling. Hindi pa nagsisink in until
It's
now.
crazy.
Yeah, crazy
I
indeed.
would I would kill to have something like that. That's
Oh,
crazy.
thank you.
So like so like when you stepped in there, was it a different feeling like when everything was palpitating? Because we've done fights before. So
Mm,
although our stadium was 3,000 people, but this one
mm.
is probably like 15,000 people. How was it feeling like being in the center? Like all that energy being pulled towards you guys, and you guys are
Yeah.
singing the national anthem. So what was going through your head for something like that?
I inside I was saying, "Oh my god, Gail, please do not crack. Wag ka pumiyok. Gail, please, kasi this is on national television. It's live. It's Pacquiao's fight. Grabe ka. Hello, what are you doing? And why are you even here?" I'm just overthinking. But then once it's time for the show, you got to do what you got to do, diba? So everything just goes out and you have to inhale, exhale, release everything. Forget the fact that Beyonce is in the audience. Like, you know,
But how was that energy though? Like,
the
what was it a
energy.
different? Because you performed in front of a lot of people when you would
Mhm.
front act. But is that a
Mhm.
different energy
Super
in the
different.
Pacquiao fight? What's the
Yeah.
difference?
Kasi 'di ba sa mga concerts usually like the audience will behave, they'll listen to the music, 'di ba? Record, record. But
Okay.
for Pacquiao, it's a mixture because everyone wants to see the fight, everyone is cheering. Pinoy pride, alam mo naman yung mga Pilipino, once they're excited, you can't hold them back, 'di ba? So it was extremely gratifying at the same time because at least, I'm here for the Philippines to represent the Philippines and sobrang iba yung energy. Pero ano, nakaka-excite and nakaka-happy din at the same time.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow. So like, how are you part of that group? Was that like,
Mm.
how did that come together?
Oh, well, actually what happened was, I think before that was the fight with Bradley, and I actually auditioned for that fight so that I could sing for that fight. Pero I think there was some miscommunication within the management that someone else ended up singing. So then, sinabihan ako ni Senator na the next time there's another fight, since you auditioned already, ikaw na lang, you'll get it. So then I found out Mayweather Pacquiao. I was like, oh, are you sure? Like, I'm just a small performer from New York. Are you sure you want to have me? And he's like, yeah, because he wants to be fair. And at least I auditioned beforehand and he made a promise. So he wants to move forward with it. And yeah, rest is history.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. S- So like, how is it like being behind the scenes for something like that?
Mm.
Like how is it? Like, were you backstage with? Did you see the other performers? Did you see the Floyd Mayweather team? How was
Oh.
that whole thing?
Oh, the whole vibe. It was a mixture kasi it's a super big place yung MGM Grand Arena, 'di ba? So, minsan nakikita ko yung team ng Mayweather, tapos like they're very cocky and everything, like ha ha ha, yo yo, like they have their bling and everything. Tapos yung mga ka-teammates ni Pacquiao, they have all like the colors and they're very passionate as well. Tapos yung mga tao, minsan may mga artista doon na mga Amerikano talaga. Nagpa-selfie talaga ako doon. But yeah, it's just a different energy, definitely, because I'm used to just watching the fights at home on the TV, but in person,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, I feel like the energy is so masculine at the same time, but I know it's really exciting. And to see the fans, to see some of the fans also like kind of fight a little bit verbally was also endearing to watch, but
Oh really? So they would argue. The fans would shout at each other
a
in
little
the.
bit, yeah, but they would tone it down a little bit, but there was a little bit of friction sometimes between fans.
Oh wow. That's crazy. That's a crazy
Super.
experience, to be honest, Gail. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Yep.
Okay, so going back. So
Yep.
like if you were to choose, would you rather be in a movie or a teleserie?
Hmm. I'm more of a teleserie person because I like having the installments of the moments of what's happening. Tapos, ano, kasi pag movie, like everything happens all at once. Sometimes you want to see more character development, more development within the story, diba? But
Yeah.
I feel like with a teleserie, sometimes things could also change in between episodes because of the response to a certain character or something like that. So I feel like it's more exciting with a teleserie because things are still up in the air. Not everything is solid.
True, true, true. All right. What are your other hobbies aside from
Hmm.
singing?
Aside from singing, songwriting, I do love podcasting. I have a podcast with one of my best friends. We talk about life in New York as Phil Am 20 somethings trying to navigate. Um, I also like, I used to work as a reactor for a YouTube channel before. So that's something that I'm trying to do again with my YouTube channel because I like editing videos. I don't know, there's something really fun with it. And other hobbies, let's see. I do like reading a lot of self help books because I'm more of a quotesy type of person, and words really mean a lot to me. And I love getting new words of inspiration and stuff. What else? I like taking pictures. I'm not a photographer, but I know anything creative and artsy is something that I like to get into. Ganun.
Mm, all right, that's good. Mm. All
I
right, so
mean,
where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you
five
see
years
yourself
from
five
now.
years from
5 years from now, I would be 30. Wow. So 5 years from now, because I feel like I was brought here in the Philippines for a reason. So I would like to think nandito pa ako sa Pilipinas. Hopefully, still with a good musical career. Hopefully, as an actress as well. Hopefully, 5 years from now, I don't know how things work, but hopefully, I'm partnered with some sort of mental health foundation because I really want to advocate for youth mental health. And also maybe have some sort of clothing line because what I did in PBB for Team Survivin', a lot of my supporters are still asking if we could actually make the shirts and make it a thing, make it a line. So that's definitely something I'd like to get
now?
into in the future. And hopefully just be a creator and hopefully have my parents here sa Philippines instead kasi ang hirap talaga sa US. They're doing everything themselves. If I could have them here na lang, I would enjoy everything, the whole experience much more better.
That's true. That's true. So like ikaw,
Mhm.
bilang isang actress, meron ka bang mga non-negotiables ang tawag doon? Ito yung
Hmm.
mga bagay na kapag ganito ako, pass muna ako sa project. So like for example, kapag kontrabida, ayaw ko. Kapag
Mm.
hindi straight yung role ko, ayaw ko. Do you have mga ganon?
Mm. No, none that come to mind. I mean, if someone feels I'm a good fit for a role, game naman ako. Like I said, acting is part of experiencing what humans are like, and if we're able to channel different parts of ourselves into different characters, game naman ako. And also, I've heard that my face, I don't exactly have the friendliest face. So I could be a contrabida if needed. If you want me to, I'm game for it. If you want me to be friendly person, I'm game. Just anything. There's no limitations.
All right. Have you heard of our production and what we've been able to do?
So yes, I heard that. I think you guys used to do like clothing for sports or like sportswear, that sort of thing. But now you're branching out into doing more media and having your own series and everything. So I think that's really cool that you're opening up because especially during this quarantine that there's so many possibilities of what you could do.
True. Have you seen our series, Beauty and the Boss?
Honestly, I've only seen clips. Um,
All right.
but but
How did you find it?
I will say this. When I watched it, I really enjoyed it. Honestly, because one of my favorite teleseries of all time is Be Careful with My Heart. So it reminded me of
Okay.
that. And then I feel like rom-coms need to happen more often here in the Philippines kasi especially during this pandemic and during this quarantine, parang super nega
True.
yung mga vibes because of what's happening on the news and everything. And Filipinos love kilig. So if we could have more kilig on TV, like everyone is going to enjoy it. We need more positive and good vibes. And I think you're also having a rom com coming up, correct?
Yes, we have a
Yes. So
series that we're developing right now.
that is great. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. All right. Okay, that's cool. What else do I have here? Okay, so you have acting experiences, you've seen experiences. Have you modeled before? Because you're tall.
Yeah, I have. I've modeled for um, Rene Salud, Albert Andrada, and a lot of different Filipino artists, Filipino designers that visit the states.
Okay. Have you always been a PBB fan or just now?
Mm. So I've heard about PBB before, but I got into PBB during ano yung season ni Maymay kasi Will Dasovich was there and I'm a subscriber. So parang naintriga ako. I'm
Oh,
like, I wonder what PBB is like because I'm a supporter and I want to see how he's going to
yeah.
act and how he's going to be there since I think vlogging wasn't very popular at the time in sa Pilipinas. So after that, I always had this want to audition, but then alam ko laging nasa Pilipinas yung mga no, yung mga audition. So I'm in the States and then I'm focusing on school and my career and there's really no time for me to line up and go to the Philippines. Until now, when we heard that there's virtual auditions, I went with it because I don't want to regret not doing it.
True. Galing. Wow. Very good. Um. hmm, Okay. Okay. So, as an actress, do
Mhm.
you have mga emotions? Do you have like your top three emotions that you feel like you can really project on camera?
Mm. I feel like the number one is anger because just with my past experiences, I've always been more of like the contrabida or the one that's always angry for some reason. But I think it's because I always have to be calm and collect myself that maybe I have some repressed anger somewhere na parang when it comes to a role, nalalabas ko, ganon. I think also if you need someone who's a bit more kengkoy, ganon, kaya ko din yun. Like I said, because I have more of a RBF, I have to like overcompensate by seeming friendly to everyone with expressions and stuff like that. And another emotion, maybe sadness, as long as I'm able to like get a moment to kind of think of something in the past that would deliver that emotion.
All right. All right. Pero kamusta yung Tagalog mo? Like for example, if we give you a role that requires maybe like
Mhm.
10 lines of like straight Tagalog, it's like a whole
Mhm.
paragraph.
Mhm.
Kaya mo ba? Na
As
walang
long as you give
accent?
me like the lines kayang kaya, because I used to have roles that were fully in Tagalog, and as long as I know it, kayang kaya.
Na walang accent?
Walang
Parang
accent, wala talaga.
perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Noted on that. Mhm. Interesting. Hmm. All right. I think you've covered all my questions.
Oh,
Galing.
thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I don't have any more questions. Ikaw, do you have, because we still have 10 minutes here.
Oh my
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna hold
God.
you. Wow. Look at your fans,
Ay, thank you guys.
your
Salamat
support
talaga.
group. Galing, galing. Um, did you watch our batch of from Pinoy Big Brother or not
Okay.
really?
So honestly, I would try to avoid PBB kasi parang nasasaktan ako na walang opportunity for us in different countries ganun. But
Uh,
I would watch
I see.
clips naman. And I super loved watching you and Kiara, to be honest. Ang cute
Uh,
niyo, especially the part where you were in the boy's bedroom and then she would peek in. That was one of my favorite
oh
moments.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and you
yeah.
were trying
I
to hide
remember
it,
that.
pero kilig pa rin, ganun.
Lol. So like in bahay ni Kuya, were you able to like did somebody court you or what was there anything like that that happened inside?
Um, actually, the last few days of my stay sa bahay, it was around Valentine's week, and that was when someone revealed to me that he has feelings, which was Ralph.
Oh,
So I was like, "Whoa, may ganun pala," and I didn't
who?
know.
Can I ask who?
Oh, Ralph, Ralph.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised because before that, I kind of had like a small crush already, but I'm not the type to show it. And then turns out he felt the same way. So, yeah.
Oh wow. That's interesting. Okay, that's cool. So how was that like? So like we're like what happened the day after? So was it awkward or not really?
Um,
how was the whole thing?
Hindi naman kasi si Ralph, when I was in the house, ang daldal niya sa mga ibang housemates. But when it comes to me, super torpe niya. Like, he's so quiet and he avoids me, that sort of thing. Pero parang the last
Okay.
couple of days, nag-effort na siya to get to know me, to speak to me, gano'n.
Uh-huh.
And then on my last day, which was when I was evicted, it was Valentine's Day. So alam mo naman si Kuya, madami siyang paandar, mga gano'n. So he had the boys write letters to girls and give them roses and dance. So Ralph wrote me a letter, he gave me a rose, and I was able to dance with him before I
Oh,
left.
that's
Mhm.
interesting. Okay. All right, so we have 5 more minutes.
Mhm.
You covered all my questions. Is there something you want to ask me, or is there something that you want to talk about? Because you answered all the things I want to
Oh
cover.
my
Oh, wow.
God!
Grabe ah.
Guys, ano ba?
Ang klase itong mga fans mo ah.
Salamat, guys. Oh my God.
Grabe.
Wow.
Grabe. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Um,
Is there anything you
actually,
want to talk about?
why the sudden change into, media? Like, why did you decide to go that
Interesting
route?
question. Actually, kasi, um, I've only discovered this recently.
Mm,
Because I, when I was a kid, I've always done business, and
mm,
I've always, yeah, because negosyante talaga kami. And then I started selling, athletic wear and stuff like that, and it did really well. And then when I started venturing into events, I started loving it. I loved it. Like
mm,
imagine 3,000 people go to your event because they believe in what you've been able to accomplish, what you've been able to create. Because for
yeah.
me, it's rather than I like the experience. I like giving people experiences, which is why I'm
Mm.
so intrigued about your experience in the Mayweather fight. Because
Oh,
like uh like you can always buy something but you can never recreate experiences like that, and for people to take time out of their day to get to purchase a race kit or to purchase a ticket and
mhm.
actually go there, and like when they post about it they're like, wow, this is the greatest event I have been to. So like those things get me up every day, because for me happiness is seeing other people happy.
Ooh.
So that's why I'm so in love with fans. Like PBB has been amazing kasi parang
Mhm.
now you'll be able to give love and receive love
Right.
times 10, and you're not even doing much. Unlike
Exactly.
before, I'd had to create an event where people, like 3,000 people, will go to get that kind of reaction. Whereas now, you just post something and,
And it's
you get that kind of,
right.
yeah,
Oh,
you get
wow.
that kind of love. And then, so from there, I realized since that is my whole thing, is making other people happy. Ayun, so
Yeah.
I have this foundation called Gino's Wish. So this is where we go around,
Mm,
even though in the pandemic. because I realized a lot of people lost their jobs during the pandemic. So we go down and we really help the communities, and
Mhm.
seeing their faces. Oh,
Mhm.
artista to ah. But then like I'm doing a lot. I'm giving to them. I'm you know appearing house to house. Like not a lot of people do that, but for
Right.
them to like from being sad to happy just by seeing that that really makes my day. And then now it's venturing into series, creating
Mhm.
series, because
That's
you
a big
know
jump.
it it brings a lot of people together. It brings a lot of people together. Like now I was able to meet you, all the other housemates. I was able to meet their fans too, which is why I love, like, I post on Twitter and I love the comments that are coming in.
Mhm.
Even though, like, people might like it, people might not like it, but, the whole thing is creating this whole, to entertain the people. So,
Right.
like, like in all our mga series, I always say it's as long as they get entertained by our series, I love it. And coming from you, that you like you like the whole experience of watching even the clips of Beauty and the Boss. It
Mhm.
really means a lot to me, because it means that somehow, some way, I've impacted your experience, and
Mhm.
that's what I live for.
Right.
Diba? I'm not really motivated by money or anything, kasi sa totoo lang, kasi may mga negosyo kami, so okay naman kami. It's for me, it's
Mhm.
I love I relish in that energy. Kasi
Mhm.
when I used to do talks, kasi I would do mga business talks and stuff with mga at least like 500 people. Nothing like the 10,000 of like Pacquiao, but getting that kind of energy,
Right.
I feel that. So I
Mhm.
can only like the biggest I've gone to is 3,000 people, but imagine 15,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a totally different experience. Imagine, because I feel that energy with 500 people or even 100 people, but imagine 15,000. That just pulls down into the center, and that's just you there, you and your crew with the two biggest boxing stars ever. You
Right.
know, I don't know. Like for me, those experiences that I need to, I want to get that out of you, because
Oh.
I wanna, even though I can't experience it, at least learn about it.
Uh-huh.
Diba?
Yeah, yeah,
Those are the
yeah.
things that I really like. Yeah, so it's just a little bit about why we kind of do these things. That's why other production companies don't even do this.
Right.
But for me, I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun
That's
meeting so many people, meeting so many fans. It's,
right.
it's fun.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah, it is fun.
I find it. Diba? It's
Yeah.
it's it's amazing.
I love how you're doing it though, because as like ex housemates and you're an ex housemate yourself, like you're using like your own
Yeah.
platform to kind of give us a chance. So honestly, I feel like really grateful. I don't know what's gonna happen with this, but I'm still very grateful that you're having me here. You're giving me a chance, and
Thank you.
props to you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much. Okay, so before I let you go, is
you.
there anything you want to say to all of your fans here and supporters?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Gail Nadix, Snuggles, babies, grabe kayo. Thank you guys so much for having me here. Tapos, yung mga tipis nyo to have me back here for Facebook, grabe kayo. Salamat talaga sa suporta. Yung mga gifts nyo, oh my God, ano tayo? 1.8 million, grabe guys. Salamat talaga. Thank you for all of your good vibes and your positivity. Kasi honestly, kanina, kinakabahan ako. But then, seeing your tweets and your messages, you're throwing back my own lines at me. And I was like, wow. So, yeah. Thank you so much for using my own words against me, guys. Yung do you be true, stay true. Don't do unto others what you don't want done unto you. Mga ganun. So, sobrang cute nyo, guys. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Sir Gino, for having me as well. Thank you, everyone. I love you all.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Gail. I'll
Thank
see
you
you
so much.
soon.
Take
All
care.
right.
Take care. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
All right. That was si Gail. So, salamat sa lahat ng suporta galing sa inyo. Malaking bagay talaga. Okay, so well, sa akin dito nag-peak at 7:26. Tama ba? When did we peak? 8:61. 8:61. Okay. check namin mamaya yan. Basta 861. Okay, so you're at Gail here. 861. Okay, so let's just, again, salamat talaga sa lahat ng support. Again, we still have 7 minutes for Team Gail. So, before we calculate everything, gusto ko lang sabihin na salamat. Um, okay talaga na nag-extend kami for phase 2. Um, okay, meeting Gail, meeting Kobe. Okay yan. Okay yan. Um, ayun. Again, salamat sa suporta sa bago natin series at saka salamat sa suporta na binibigay ninyo sa mga housemates na mga aspiring actors and actresses. Ginagawa ko to kasi syempre, since baguhan lang sila sa industriya, kailangan ma-match yung role. Again, sa Forza Productions natin, gusto namin magbigay ng boses kayo yung mga fans. Pero again, we can get all of them, we can get three, we can get two, we can get one housemate, or we can get none. So, depende pa rin sa story, depende sa character, kung sino sila, at saka kayo, depende din sa mga fans. Kasi nakikita namin yung mga comments ninyo sa Twitter, sa Instagram, at saka dito sa Kumu, nakikita talaga namin. Ayun, salamat. So, makikita natin mamaya or bukas kung mag-extend pa tayo or we'll move on sa phase 3. Depende pa rin sa inyo. Again, salamat sa mga supporters ni Gail. Okay. So, we peaked at 861, which is the third, which is rank number 3. Okay. We will wait 5 minutes ano, before we calculate yun, yung totals nila. Ayun, kamusta naman ang usap namin ni Miguel? Ano yun na nakuha ninyo? Ano yung mga natunan ninyo? Yes, well, what I really liked about si Gail is that, well, syempre, may mga experience siya na hindi ko naranasan. Kasi usually, ako yun may marami experiences tungkol sa mga events, yung pag negosyo, yung mga ganun. Pero si Gail, singing in front of that many people in such a historic fight is, I don't even know how that feels, di ba? Okay. So meron pa tayong 4 minutes. So, for Team Gail, baka kayo, meron kayong mga tanong sa akin, pwede ko naman sagutin kung kaya. Possible bang rough get? Depende sa what's going to happen soon. Yung criteria for choosing, kasi syempre yun kailangan fit sa story, kailangan fit sa character. Kasi as sinabi ko dati na, yun dapat hindi malayo yung character sa kung sino talaga sila. Kasi, ayun, baguhan lang sila dito sa industriya, dito sa Pilipinas. So, ayun. Tapos kayo din, yung mga fans, may say din kayo din. Okay. Ayun, salamat. Okay, so yung phase 3, paano yung phase 3? So, depende. Pero yan, medyo may mga acting na dun. We're going to see how they act. So, whether ipa-private natin or dito sa Kumu. Kung gusto ko, syempre Kumu kasi gusto ko ma-witness din ninyo, di ba? Ilang phase? Well, hanggang phase 3 tapos ayun, pipili na kami. Impression about si Gail. First impression, based on her looks lang, parang, ayun, mukha naman siyang mabait. Sabi niya na hindi siya mukhang mabait. Mabait. Parang mukhang mabait naman. At saka gusto ko talaga malaman yung mga experiences niya. Kasi, ayun, dahil sa inyo, yung mga fans, yung mga supporters, nalaman ko na nasa Sesame Street siya, na kumanta siya in front of, you know, a lot of people. Tapos meron pala siyang experiences sa singing, sa concerts, yung mga ganon. I want to I wanna know more about those experiences. Kasi ako, I love giving experiences and hearing about, you know, those kinds of experiences. Ayun, ano pa? May questions pa kayo? We still have 2 minutes. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's calculate, shall we? So we are at 1 minus Kobe is 5. Okay. Okay, wow. Okay. All right. So just to you stating the facts here. So for today, see Kobe peaked at 610 people with a total of 548.9 thousand diamonds, whereas Team Gale peaked at 861 people with a total of 1.306 million diamonds. Wow, congratulations guys. Okay, so parang just to give you a sense yun sa leaderboard natin, Team Ralph hit 541 people with a total of 208.7 thousand diamonds. Team Chrismar peaked at 340 people with 520.2 thousand diamonds. Team Ella peaked at 1,101 people with 1.343 million diamonds. Um, Andrea peaked at 1,666 people with a total of 546,100 diamonds. So top one for number of viewers, peak viewers is Team Andrea with 1,666 people. Second place goes to Ella with a total of 1,101 people. And third place goes to um, Team Gale with a total of 861 people. Um, top three for diamonds. Number one, very close number one, is Team Ella with a total of 1.343 million diamonds. Second place is Gale with 1.306. Um, And then third place is uh, Kobe. Third place is Kobe with 548.9 thousand diamonds. All right. Congratulations sa lahat. Again, we can get all of the housemates. We can get two, we can get one, or we can get none. So, depende pa rin sa story, depende pa rin sa characters, at saka depende pa rin sa inyo, ang mga fans. Alright? Hindi po 1.8 si Gail because Kobe got 500. Alright. Okay.